Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Science Club podcast. Today, I'm welcomed again by Mr. Ethan.
Hello.
And we have a new member attending with us today, Dylan.
Hello.
And then, as always, our wonderful moderator, Mr. Og.
I'm here.
So, today, I feel like it'd be interesting to talk about different science, engineering TV shows, which ones you grew up watching maybe, or which ones you watch now, and then end on which one you think is the best. So, does anyone want to start off? Or should I start off?
Joe, you brought the topic. I think you should start us off.
So, growing up, I would say the one that I remember seeing the most is Sid the Science Kid, which I don't know. Has anyone else here seen that
Yeah,
one?
I've seen that.
Nope.
That is horrifying.
It was really
legit
weird.
horrifying. Anyone watching this, please look up a photo of Sid the Science Kid. It will give you nightmares because that animation is literally horrendous. But it was like this very kiddie, like, basic problem solving kind of lab stuff in it. But it was just the way that the characters look, honestly, is the entire reason I remember the show. Yeah. Yeah, Dylan's showing us a photo right now. Like,
Do you remember any of the science from the show?
no. I
Okay.
was too busy looking at these terrifying characters.
Okay.
Probably that was why it's not a very good show. I will say that right there. Please don't come after us, whoever made Sid the Science Kid, but I have legit horror memories from that show. And I think the other one I remember seeing a lot of the kids, Mythbusters, the classic. Just I think they do a really good job of integrating enough science, so it's a really like learning TV show, but not too much to where it's like overburdening and like the people watching the show can't really like follow through. And they do it in a really nice, I think, like just like having something where it's tied to like media, like doing just stuff from like movies, I think also really helps, because I feel like a lot of the problems with like maybe people not wanting to learn science now is that it's not tied into something they know. There's no like grounded reality for this kind of science. So I think Mythbusters did a really good job in tying it to something that everyone could relate. Anyone else want to talk about any other science shows?
Yeah, I'll go. So I watched Mythbusters too. One of the best shows ever.
Yeah.
Watch something blow up every day or every hour. Probably seen every episode at least once or twice now. When they make like the explosives and they go boom.
Yeah.
Dylan, are there any episodes you remember in particular?
Oh yeah, when they were decaying the Breaking Bad episode where they're decaying the pig in the bathtub.
Mhm.
So like how they're trying to hide the dead body, and then also how they were blowing up the big old cement mixer.
Yes, I was about to say if you saw that one.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
That
And them just dropping the mannequin dummy out of like planes. That's always fun.
I remember the one where they took a dummy and they strapped it to a rocket powered chair and just launched it straight into a wall.
Mhm.
Also hilarious.
Ethan, do you have any shows?
Yeah, I did watch Mythbusters. Not like I might have watched it a little bit more as a kid. I haven't in a while. I remember seeing Sid the Science Kid. That was pretty weird. Yeah, but like they didn't really talk about like much. I remember them talking about like I think photosynthesis. That's the one I remember. But then I also remember, is Wildcrats considered science?
Yes, I would say.
I watched that a
Yes,
lot. I think
I do.
even when it was live action.
What
What
is
was-
this show?
Wildcrats. It's like these two brothers, and they'd like it's basically an animal show, kind of, and they'd like explain about like animals, and it became a cartoon like more recently.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool.
Do you remember what it was called? before? Was it always Walter?
Zaboomafoo.
Zaboomafoo, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
what
Like the animated
Zaboomafoo. Okay, sure. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then
Dang.
I did watch Bill Nye the Science Guy sometimes.
Bill Nye.
Right. So now you're getting into my territory a little bit. The things that I remember from my wee days of youth would be Bill Nye the Science Guy and the Magic School Bus. Did we ever watch the Magic School Bus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those were two shows I remember getting me excited about science. And then later in life for me, but I'll echo Mythbusters with you. I think Cosmos does a good job. Gentlemen, if let's say TV executives came to the podcast, right? They heard all of our wonderful content and saw our huge listenership and said, we've got to get these guys on TV. We got to do it. Based on the things that you like from science TV shows, what do you think you would incorporate, and what do you think would get people excited about science?
It's a good one. I have a feeling Dylan's going to talk about explosions.
Absolutely. I don't know if we need to ask him, but we'll start with Dylan. Dylan,
Yeah.
what are things that you think need to be in a science TV show to get people excited about science?
Like I think explosives,
Mm-hmm.
and then like household experiments that you probably should not be performing at home, but like call it like Misty Material X, like bleach, and then mix it with Mystery Material Y, ammonia, and then yeah, you know what happens there.
So I think maybe, Dylan, we could edit this from household experiments that you shouldn't be able to do to household experiments that you can do. I think that is a good point, and I think things that are safe and use household materials are a great way to get people excited about science because it makes science accessible.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I think it would be cool. Oh, sorry, Ethan, were you gonna?
No, you can go.
Okay. I think it would be cool if like, which a show where you take maybe like common labs that you would do in like a physics or like a chemistry class and just like enlarge them or like extremify them. So like
Like a
if you
giant
take
elephant toothpaste.
yeah,
Yeah.
or
So now
larger
you just want science and stuff to move to TikTok, is what you're telling me.
you know what? It's not the worst of ideas as
Yeah.
much as I regret to say it.
Uh-huh.
I would say that the attention span of maybe these more younger generations is far less. So I think having like these maybe like little quicker little experiments is probably something that's gonna probably be more attracted to like maybe younger audiences because I feel like so
I was going to say, so what I'm hearing is Dylan is advocating for like experiments using household items, and Joe is saying yes, and we can then sort of ramp them up. We're already building a TV show here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right. You start off with the small one, then you move big scale. Ethan, you wanted to add something, I think, a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I like the idea like they can maybe follow along with us during the show, or if they wanted to, or they could just watch it happen. But I also like Joe's idea of like creating like bigger size experiments. Because I remember doing like an elephant toothpaste in my like 6th grade class, and like everyone had their own bottle, and it was just a big mess. And that was just really fun to do. So I like that idea.
That's the fun part about science.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe like we kind of also focusing what are like good shows to watch now, because I know Mythbusters is gone, and that was I would say like the main one for a long time. So like, what would you say like are the ones that are like maybe airing now or playing now that are the good ones?
Ooh, I'd say like Engineering Catastrophes, I believe it's called. It's on the Science Channel.
Yeah.
But it just show like how somebody thought he was so smart and coming up with a brand new design, and then it ended up like killing 20 people because of his failure or destroying a whole bunch of stuff. It's just cool to figure out how they did it, what went wrong, and then how they fixed it to make it better.
Yeah.
And Dylan, it looks like that is on Hulu.
It is?
Ooh.
Wow.
I say the other one, I think that was popular for a bit. I don't know if it's still airing. It's Outrageous Acts of Science.
Oh, that's a good one.
That one I remember liking a lot. or they took viral internet videos
Videos.
and then they're explaining the science behind them, which in a way for some people I guess would like kill the magic of it, but I think for other people, just seeing like how these things actually happened.
And the internet is telling me that one is also available
Sweet.
on Hulu. So if you have Hulu, apparently you have some access to some very good science content.
Oh. My only gripe with the show is that some of the videos are shown can very stretchly be called maybe science. I remember the one that's always in my mind is it was just a video of some guy jumping into a cactus. I was kind of
I love that one.
I was figuring like, is this really science? I don't even remember what explanation or what they were explaining, like how
Who knows?
cactus works, why someone could be that stupid.
So to me, this sounds like if we were to create a TV show and we all got to pick a topic, that would be the Dylan episode. Because that Dylan, that sounds like some of the things that you are more interested in, which is what is going on here. Yeah.
Let's drop a car off a cliff.
We are not
Car
going to
off a
drop a
Yeah.
car off.
How much funding do we have in the science club?
Not enough to drop a car off of a cliff.
Okay. Well,
What about a ride on a lawnmower?
What about what in the lawnmower?
A ride on a lawnmower? Did you have a ride on a lawnmower off a cliff?
No, again, this was entirely hypothetical. I did not say that we are making a TV show. I think we need to
Hypothetically.
I think we need to grow our audience with the podcast first.
and then we get funding.
So driving a car off a cliff. That would be how we grow our audience.
Yeah, and then
Not
we
on a
scam.
podcast. That doesn't translate well to audio.
Yeah, and then
It's an audio?
Well, a podcast is.
Oh, I thought they were a video too.
Oh, no, we just released the audio on this.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. But any other recommendations for our listeners to check out? It seems like we've got a couple things on Hulu that they can take a look at.
Is How It's Made still airing?
That's still going.
That's still going. To me, How It's Made is like the equivalent of you going onto a Wikipedia page for some bizarre reason and just keep on going through the links. Like, it's just like this. You're like, you watch the show and you're like, why am I watching this? But at the same time, you just can't look away.
And then you're like, I want to make that now.
Yeah. It's super interesting, but like so bizarre in that it's you would not think it's interesting at all, but you just get hooked immediately. For anyone who doesn't know, How It's Made is they usually go through like these large factories and show how many common household items are made. I remember they did an episode, I think they were doing Oreos, and then it turned out the end they were like some knockoff brand Oreos. That was hilarious.
And gentlemen, if I can just jump in again, apparently How It's Made also on Hulu.
Oh, dude, Hulu's stacked.
Wow,
Jeez.
this episode has turned into, I think, just an advertisement for Hulu. I think they
This
accepted
episode
us into
is
doing it.
Sponsored Hulu. Honestly, do you want to hit us up? Give us a sponsor. We'd be happy to.
Yeah, Hulu. That was some pretty good organic advertisement.
Yeah. We'd gladly take a sponsorship.
That's right. But until then, I think maybe it's time now to move on to our last segment that we started in the last and first episode, right? Which is what were we calling it? Joe versus the world.
Joe versus the world.
Here we go. Joe versus the world. Dylan, it's pretty simple. We have 3 trivia questions, all science-based here. And it is not a race. You type your answer into the chat window, so you can take a little bit of time to think about it. And it's a running tally. Right now, Ethan is a perfect 3 for 3. And Joe is 1 step behind him with 2. And Dylan, you are going to represent what I'm going to call the guest score. So you're a little behind, but I've got faith in you.
All right.
It's Joe and Ethan versus.
Here we go. Joe and Ethan versus the world. That's right. Question 1. Define the following term. atoms of the same element that have different numbers of neutrons, but the same number of protons and electrons.
No. No.
Dylan has locked in his answer. I'll read it again. Atoms of the same element that have different numbers of neutrons, but the same number of protons and electrons.
I hate myself. This is
I
ridiculous.
mean,
I'm
Oh,
gonna,
yeah. Also, Dylan, if you could chat window it privately to me. I forgot
oh,
to
let's
say
go.
Okay.
Sweet.
I didn't see his answer until I put mine. So.
That's fine. I'll give
Well,
this to everyone, even though Joe was definitely
definitely getting it. You know what? It was
Yeah,
on the
joking.
tip of my
exactly.
fingertips.
Dylan,
you
what
know?
is the correct answer?
Isotopes.
The correct answer is isotopes. Fantastic. We'll give a point to everyone on that one. But yeah, make sure it's a private chat.
Sounds good.
Cool. Question number 2. What scientist won 2 Nobel Prizes? One in physics for their work on developing the theory of radioactivity, and one in chemistry for discovering polonium and radium. I'll read it again. What scientist won 2 Nobel Prizes? One in physics for their work on developing the theory of radioactivity, and one in chemistry for discovering polonium and radium. Dylan is locked in.
This is not my day. I'm gonna be completely honest.
Uh-oh.
I don't remember it either.
I'm gonna know the name when they say it, but
Uh-oh. The pressure has gotten too much.
This is
Joe and Ethan, does that mean we're yielding? We
wait,
have
hold
no answer?
Yeah, I don't.
I can definitely put down the name.
Ethan has locked in. I can't remember.
Yeah. I think I remember like who it is. I don't remember their name though.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. It's
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Joe has locked in a wild guess, which unfortunately is incorrect.
Dang.
Dylan locked in the correct answer. Dylan, who is it?
Marie Curie.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
no.
It's-
I knew it was.
It's
So
Marie
she
Curie.
died from radiation. That's
Yeah.
how I remember.
That's right. That's right. So, listen, Dylan started way behind everybody. He's got
Yeah,
2
he's
points
gonna
now.
cut. This is
Here we go. The final question, and this is the tough one.
okay.
Oh boy. Within three,
3.
what is the atomic number of the element curium, which is named after Marie Curie and her husband Pierre? So you have to get it within 3, and if you get it on the dot, I'll give you 2 points. I want to know what's the atomic number of curium, which is named after Marie Curie and her husband Pierre. I'll give you 1 point if you're within 3. I'll give you 2 points if you get it on the dot. Oh. They have intense looks of concentration on their faces. I wish you could see this. Even Dylan appears a little stumped. Oh boy. Not the dreaded third question. Oh, they're trying to visualize. I can see it. Where on the periodic table is curium? Is it number 1? Oh, I hope not. Is it number 2? Is it number 3?
Closer.
Do we have time to ask every number? Ethan has locked in a question or an answer. Dylan has also locked in an answer.
I'm
Joe is off his game today.
I'm not on my game today.
And Joe has locked in an answer. The correct answer is 96.
Nope.
96.
Nope.
And so the only person to get close to that on this one was Dylan
Rip.
with 94.
That's embarrassing.
Well done. So
Well-
Dylan closed the gap. And that means that after 2 episodes, we've got Ethan sitting at 4, Joe at 3, and our guests, today it was Dylan, at 3. Well done,
We
gentlemen.
tied.
Dang. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for listening. I hope the next time I'll bring a little bit more fire to this competition. But on the next episode, something else relating to science and hopefully another new guest. So thank you all for listening and goodbye.